Good morning. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Just finished a great heating cooling interview with Running Right, Ron Garmo and Andrew Perlin. Good guys. Really good guys. Anyways, it's Saturday morning, home improvement time. Did you know that the water in your house acts as a natural purifier and it helps remove toxins from the water system? Yeah. You know, when they use the term water it down, that's what that means. Drinking high-quality water is the best way to help flush your system of harmful pollutants. You know what? I need to drink more water. I really do. My doctor even tells me, but I'm just not good at it. I have to go to the bathroom all day when I do that. That's the problem. I think it's a sign of my age. Anyways, guess who is committed to providing everyone with access to clean, healthy drinking water? You got one guess. Oh, you're right. The king of water, Beauchamp. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions, of course, is the best way to get clean water in your house. And you can always call them, 810-632-8000 or 2000, 810-632-2000, or info@beauchampwater.com. And, of course, go to the Hire It Done page as well. All of that is easy. And, of course, don't forget today's Salt Sale Saturday. We have Salt Sale Saturday, Shout Out Saturday, and, of course, if you have a question that Google can't answer, text me, 248-539-9797. And, of course, Salt Sale Saturdays is Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton. Guess what? Waterford, Howell, and now Fenton. Can you believe it? They started here, it was just Brighton. So I'm loving that. They're growing. And the reason why they're growing is because they do really good work. They really do offer a service that benefits homeowners. So you can buy DuraCube salt for your water softener. It's $6.99 a bag. It's a 40-pound bag, by the way. And then they have potassium chloride, which is expensive, but doesn't gunk up, and it's, supposed to be like the next level. It's like premium gas. Gas, unleaded works, but premium gives you a little bang. And that's $32.99 a bag. And then if you want, you can buy bottled water, 5 gallons of bottled water for $3.99. That's pretty cool. And by the way, they're also going to have a vending machine there that they're putting together for alkaline water. Seems to me that alkaline water is what everyone's looking for. Hey, why not? Check it out. You got a question this morning? 248-539-9797. And, look, this is the time of year where people are like, hey, I think I want to buy an Airbnb, or I want to buy a flip home, or I want to buy a piece of property. And so the question is what do you look for before you make an offer on a piece of property? And that comes across my desk quite a bit. And I'm always referring them to a good, I'm always referring people to a good real estate agent and things like that. And I know quite a few real estate agents, and they're all good in their own parts. You've got the people like Kathy Brooke, Tushar, Renee Acho, or Renee Lacia. They're all really sharp people. Christina, Marie, Vito Tarchano, Artier Realty. There's a lot of good ones out there. And what's happening is as the interest rates go up and it starts to slow down just a tad, because apparently what's happened now is there's not a lot of inventory of new construction houses. There's a gap between new construction and existing houses. There used to be always a lot of new construction available, and people would be like, oh, let's just get a new house. And there was always that argument. But right now, since pandemic, things have stopped and now starting to slowly, and I mean really slowly ramp up to building new houses. But right now, the only availability is mostly the inventory of pre-existing homes. And that's what's kept the real estate business going. 248-539-9797 if you have a question this morning. So when you're looking to pick a property, here's a couple warning signs that I got from a couple of my real estate buddies. If the yard meets or is near the siding, the house is at risk for termites. So let's just say the siding goes down the side of the house, and then you have the block wall or the foundation wall, that gap there. Sometimes you see siding going right down to the dirt. If that's the case, you'll have vermins, rodents, termites. In Michigan, though, there's termites in certain areas, so you got to be careful. Your house is at risk for termites there. look for 2 or 3 steps into the front door, 2 or 3 steps into the side or the back. If there's no handrail, you don't qualify for a mortgage, especially FHA, as you know. How about this one? If the roof is slightly wavy, it may have 2 layers of shingles. It may not be ventilated correctly. It may be old. Buying a house today without a good roof is a very, very, very big risk. In fact, you may not be able to get homeowners insurance. In fact, I talked to Denise Mansfield from Mansfield Insurance recently, and the Mansfield Group. She literally knows. And so when I talked to her, she's like, yeah, if you're going to buy a house, a flip house, or, make sure that you have the roof inspected because the homeowner's insurance may require it. Maybe they won't, but maybe they will. So what do you do when you're buying a house? Does your home inspector inspect the attic? Does it inspect the roof? Well, yes, but you should get a roof inspection. You should get an attic inspection. You get a full house inspection. Don't waive that. And, once you get the roof inspected, you can make a decision. And as everyone knows what the decision needs to be, because we're going to talk about that when we come back. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here. We're talking about warning signs to look for before you make an offer on a house or a property. This is Hire It Done. We will be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. 248-539-9797. And we're open line, text only, Saturday. If you have a question Google can't answer, I'd love to hear from you. If you're a contractor, you want a shout out, I'm here. Let me shout you out. Shout out to Shelby Mechanical, Ron Alexander, Megan. They're all listening today. Mark Smith from Renai. I wonder if the boys from Advanced Plumbing are listening right now. But you know how that goes. Mike Harvey from the Roof Resources tuning in. Jeff Widener, he gets mad. Dex Unlimited, obviously running rights was in the studio recently. So, hey, and by the way, if you want to watch the show live, you can go on Facebook. We're Facebook Live today. You get to see my mug waving to the audience. Hopefully, Roberto has got the cameras in the right angle today. I'm sure he does. We'll go on Hire It Done and see where the video is. Yeah, go to Hire It Done on Facebook and check us out. So, again, even Greg Tittle Brothers. Forget about the others. Go see the brothers. Tittle Brothers. Yeah, he must have been pulling an all-nighter. He's been blowing up my feed, which is good. And, hey, it is what it is. So, you have anything on your home improvement list? We're talking about warning signs. When you need to look for it before you make an offer on a property. And, of course, Hire It Done, we want you to make the right decision. Hire the right real estate agent. And put the right team together. You buy a house that needs a new roof. Guess what? The disruptor in the industry is here. People know that. We talk about it every week, right? And by the way, if you have a question this morning, 248-539-9797, text us. And, of course, it's Shout Out Saturday as well. I'm going to get new air conditioners in my house. I think I'm going to get heat pumps. I'm going to do a little research into the heat pump. Pump it up. Pump it up. Anyways, yeah, I'm handsome. I know. That's what Ron Alexander thinks. I'm handsome. What do you do when you're 54 years old, my age, and you're single, and the girl says, oh, my God, you're handsome? Don't you want a girl to say you're hot? I guess I'm not. I'm just handsome. Ugh. Maybe I need a walker and a cane. I'm going to put grab bars in my house now. Is that a sign of age? Hey, come here, honey. Dating a younger girl. What is this? Oh, it's a grab bar. Why? She probably thinks it's for different uses. It's for me so I can pick myself up. Whatever. So, when you're buying a house, if the house has vinyl siding, do you think there's anything behind it? Is there damage, house damage? Is it hiding house damage? Well, why would you even think that? Well, if the siding, when you look at the siding down the line of the house, if it's straight, not wavy, you're okay. If it's wavy and there's problems, you got to be careful. How about this? Trees growing near the house increase the risk of sewer problems. So let me tell you a little story about trees and sewers. And by the way, trees and roofs too. In Detroit, I've flipped literally, I'm going to be straight up. You cannot argue with me. You can't prove me wrong. I flipped over 1,000 homes in Detroit. Probably way more, probably 10 times that, but let's just say 1,000. And I've learned over the years to do what we call the checklist. And there's an interior and outside checklist. When I buy a house from a land bank or someone hires me to consult on a house purchase in Detroit, I look for trees. First thing I do is I say, what trees are around the house that could affect the foundation? And by the way, because of the houses in Detroit have had, they're the oldest, you can see trees growing out of the foundation. If a tree is within 3 to 5 feet of any of the outside of the house, you got a problem, Houston, a big problem. And so I look for trees growing out of the foundation because what happens is the roots grow and they push into the block wall and it ends up cracking it over time. We don't want that. So what do? Well, that's part of the checklist. You got to look for that. And the thing is what do you do? Cut the tree down? You still got to get the roots out. So you need to inspect the foundation because not only will the tree roots affect the foundation, it can also get into the drain tile and clog everything up. And next thing you know, Houston, you got a big problem. Then someone's going to charge you $8 to $10 grand to replace the sewer line. And that becomes a big oy vey. Nobody wants that. Nobody. So you got to look for that. And then if the tree's over the roof of the house, watch for branches that are just hanging over. Even if they're not touching, here's what happens. In a windy day, the branches will go back and forth, back and forth. And then what happens is it's like a piece of sandpaper. It rushes against the edge of the roof. It wipes off the granules, and it keeps the granules away. And then water, ice, snow starts to get in there. And next couple of years, you got a problem, a leaky roof. Who wants that? And then, of course, check for the gutters. Have your inspector look and see if the gutters are plugged up. You know, it's not a big deal, but it can do it. If your yard slopes downward towards the foundation, always look for great drainage, grading. If the grading goes towards the house, you got a problem. If the grading goes away from the house, make sure it's going far enough away. You know, like a lot of houses have the driveway up one side. And then on the front side, you got a porch. And then the rear side, you got a deck. It's very difficult to make sure that the water goes away from the house. Now, what about having an open house? This is where I want a real estate agent to give me some information. We got to get a real estate agent on the show. If there's an open house at an odd time, it could be a red flag. Because people are like, I just want to sell the house, but don't let anyone come to spend too much time in the house. And, you know, let's hide this and hide that. You know how many times I go into houses and I see the homeowners hiding stuff? I look for signs of water damage in the basement. I look for signs of water damage in the ceilings. I look for things the way they repainted, overpainted things. Trust me. You can call me the Inspector Clouseau of houses. I understand and know what to look for. It's just what I do. So, what else do you need to do if you're looking to buy a house? How about when you walk in and there's a heavy use of incense or scented candles? I mean, my house has the candles that have chocolate chip cookie smell, right? Pumpkin spice. Oh no. Are we going to start inventing smelling candles? I've already had the bacon candle, so I can't invent that. By the way, Big Mac sauce. There's a guy on TikTok, I was watching him. He's like I'm the former chef of McDonald's. And he's like, okay. And he's talking about Big Macs and making it home and all that. I didn't realize Big Mac sauce doesn't have ketchup in it. Did you guys know that? That's not part of the warning signs of buying a house, but I want you to know Big Mac sauce doesn't have ketchup. So the heavy use of incense, they could be hiding a smell, urine, like pee-pee from the cats and dogs. It could be hiding smoke. You know, are you smoking in the house? I hate to buy a house that has schmutzy, smoky everywhere, right? That's all crazy. And you got to figure that out. What else, my friends? How about electrical outlets? We got a lot to talk about in buying a house. We're going to take a quick break. Don't forget 248-539-9797. We're going to give you a shout out if you're a contractor. You got a Google question that can't answer? I'm here. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in. I'm going to be right back. This is Hire It Done. Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I didn't want to ruin anyone's day about the Big Mac sauce, but as we know, we've got Hired Done's in now what, 29, 32 markets, something like that, right around the country. We got listeners on the app in Florida. Shout out to Big Mike Sean, good attorney, triple sharp. Obviously, the guy knows his stuff. Had a renovation in Florida. Don't even want to know. It could have been a reality show with what he went through. Anyways, we're talking about warning signs to look for before you make an offer on a property, right? So we talked about scented candles, and you know me, I want the chocolate chip scented ones, bacon maybe, but whatever. It covers odors, right? Can you imagine walking into a house and it smells? Ooh, God, I don't even know what to tell you. I'm a very, very sensitive odor guy. Like that really makes me nutty. How about electrical outlets? You walk into a house and there's too few electrical outlets. Let me just explain to you, my friends. Think about it today. You come home from work, okay? And let's just say you're my age or younger. Here's what you got. An iPhone or an Android. You might as well have a laptop, a computer, a tablet, right? Everybody's got a device. Everyone's charging something. So if you got, listen, I need a charger at the couch by the TV. I need a charger next to the bed. I need a charger in the kitchen. In fact, I nominate myself, I'm a charger slut. Or maybe a cord slut. I have more charging cords. Like here in the radio station, I've got a USB-C. I've got an iPhone. Oi. Like I said, I'm way overdue. I'm like the charging guy. Anyways, if you go into a house and you're going to buy it, make sure you got those plugs. And don't go to like a big box store and buy a plug that goes in the plug with 6 more outlets. You'll start blowing circuits. Anyways, too few electrical outlets makes a problem. Okay? And upgrading your electrical ain't bad. I've got great electricians, Noonan. Everyone knows Mike Noonan Electrical. He takes care of business. Generators everywhere. 248-539-9797. It's Shout Out Saturday. Sean from Dynamic Tile and Stone on his way to baseball practice. What up? He says, if you see 9x9 tile, it can be a warning sign. Yeah. 9x9 tile, the glue underneath it in the basement, that has asbestos in it. But you can also say that the 9x9 tile also could have caused grief. Who knows? But anyways, I digress. Also, shout out to Eric, A1 Concrete Leveling and Foundation Repair. Yeah, A1's been around forever. Bowed basin walls, they fix it. Leaks, sinking foundations. Oh, yeah. 15 years in the business. Okay, Eric, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, folks, you got a question Google can't answer. 248-539-9797. Text me. I'd love to have it. So we're talking about warning signs to look for before you make an offer on a property. How about low water pressure? I always thought, low water pressure is you can just put a pump on your system. If you put a water pump on that's like, it ups the pressure, there's a very, 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 keyword very, all capital letters, friends, very, very high chance that you could blow a solder joint or an elbow or the pecs fittings because of the pressure. Think about that. What's the price of having the shower head have better pressure? For me, there is no price. It's priceless. I need a lot of water pressure. I want a fire hose, friends. I need that. Yeah, I know. I still use shampoo. I don't know why, but I do. Anyways, you'll get that if you knew me. But low water pressure could be a sign that you have galvanized pipes lines in your house. Galvanized is like your arteries. It clogs up. Got to be careful. So you got to worry about that. How about missing doors? You walk into a room, the door's off the hinges. What does that mean when the doors are off the hinges? I mean, I have my closet door into my walk-in closet. I took the door off. But you got to look and see why. Maybe it's out of whack. Maybe it stopped closing. Maybe it's the angle's off. There's, people hide stuff. So you got to have that's why it's in home inspection is so important. We have Weatherstone home inspectors. That's the way it is. So home inspectors are there to protect the buyer. Now, there's two kinds of home inspectors, in case anyone wants to know. What do you mean there's two kinds? I made two kinds. I put them in categories. 248-539-9797. Text me if you have a question this morning. Shout out Saturday. If you're a police, fire, essential worker, I want to thank you for your business. Or for your hard work. Sorry, business too. I'm hungry. Are you surprised? Anyways, let me know. There's two kinds of home inspectors. Do you want to know what kind they are? 248-539-9797. Text me if you know the two kinds of home inspectors, and I'll tell you in a minute. But we're going through the warning signs to look for before making an offer on a property. Think about it, my friends. If the interior walls of the house are plaster, the home could be chilly in the winter. Why is that? Well, in the era, or the eras that they were using plaster, they really weren't using insulation in the walls. Newspaper sometime, maybe cotton. Isn't that cool? They used to use cotton as an insulation. Anyways, that's the thing. And plaster's cool. It's almost a dying breed to find a plaster repair guy. That's a tough one. Anyways, it could be chilly in the winter. That's the truth. And most houses that had plaster also had hot water heat, steam heat, boiler heat. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I had a boiler story. The boiler story was a house in Bloomfield here that I was quoting for a family. And boy, man, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did not do the project because it was nothing but a headache. But I warned them and I told them. And so it is what it is. But you got to be careful. You got to have the right company because the best steam boiler, my friends, is what? The one that's installed properly. Just like the best roof. And that's the deal. It really is. So here's the two kinds of inspectors, just so everyone knows. There's two kinds of inspectors. One, there's the deal breaker inspector. And two, there's the deal maker inspector. Deal breakers and deal makers, my friend. What's the difference? Okay, well, let's talk about the deal breaker. The deal breaker is the guy who comes to the house who's representing the buyer. Let's just say he's representing the buyer of the home. So you make an offer on a house, and it's contingent upon home inspection. He comes over, and he says, okay, and you're like, listen, this is I really need you to, take a good look. Peel away all the layers. Inspectors, oh, yeah, Mrs. Homeowner, don't you worry. We're going to find everything. And they go through the house like a fine-tooth comb. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with them going through the house with a fine-tooth comb. Remember that. However, this is the difference between the deal maker and the deal breaker. Because I look for this quality in home improvement contractors that are part of Hire It Done. And the quality I look for, and I had this conversation with Mike Harvey the other day with the Roof Resource. We look for contractors that are solution-minded. And that includes the two inspectors, the deal makers and the deal breakers. And that's what a deal maker does. He's a solution-minded inspector. The deal breaker guy is just going to say, well, Mrs. Jones, I went in the attic, and boy, oh boy, did I find some nuggets in there. Oh boy, chicken nuggets? I said the word nuggets, and now I want chicken nuggets. Jeez, oh, Pete, Adam, what's wrong with you? So here's the deal. He found nuggets. What does that mean? Here's what it means, friends. It means that he went in the attic and he saw signs of mold, or what we call biogrowth. He saw the nails coming through from the shingles that were rusty. He sees drip marks. Oh no, Houston, we have a problem. Now, that home inspector who says, I found all these things, look at the pictures. Now, let's take a look at the deal maker home inspector. Takes a look in the attic, takes pictures of the same things, and says to the homeowner, well, Mrs. Jones, I do see some signs of biogrowth. However, you can tell that it's old. We should get it tested just in case. However, this is not a deal breaker because what we can do is we can spray mildewcide. We can spray, it kills, and you can get rid of it. And these nails are from the condensation. And the reason why there was a little bit of condensation is because I looked in your attic also with the insulation, and there's not more than 6 inches of insulation. So if we add to an R49 or an R60 with the right venting, you'll get rid of that. And that'll all go away. There, my friends, is the difference between the deal maker and the deal breaker home inspector. Which home inspector do you want in your house? The deal maker or the deal breaker? Megan has a flooding question in her basement. We're going to take care of that when we come back. Keep it locked in here, friends. We're going to be talking more home improvement. My name's Adam Helfman. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is How It's Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking about if you're going to buy a house to flip or you're going to buy a house, any kind of house, really. We were talking about what you need to look for when you make an offer on a property. We were talking about the home inspectors. Can they make a deal, break a deal? There's two kinds of home inspectors that I like to talk about, the deal makers and the deal breakers. And think about that. Now, I know people that have put purchase offers on a house and they use the home inspector as a way to get out of the deal, or they use it as a way to negotiate prices. That's unethical, in my opinion. I wouldn't allow that. If you're a real estate agent, you shouldn't allow your client to do that either. But I digress. I can't tell everyone what to do. But if you're getting a home inspection, okay, and you're buying a house, as the purchaser, you deserve to know everything wrong about the house. But at the same time, it's the home inspector's responsibility, in my opinion, it's the home inspector's responsibility to present you with solutions to all the defects. For example, Mrs. Jones, there's low water pressure. And here's why. All the faucet heads need to get cleaned. I took a few off, and you can see there's calcium buildup. This will help. Your water heater is on its last legs. It's 25 years old. You might need a new one. Not the water heater's about to explode. Any day now, you're going to lose the water heater. I mean, really, dude? Mrs. Jones, it looks like there was a roof leak at one time. There's the drywall has been painted in this area. Let's ask the homeowner. Let's look at the seller's disclosure, or otherwise known as the seller's lie list. And let's look and see if they put on there was a roof leak or a repair. So then you say to the homeowner, hey, Mrs. Jones, the home inspector said that the ceiling in the bathroom or below the bathroom or in the kitchen ceiling or whatever, signs of water damage in the past. And you ask, oh, yeah, you know what? A tub leaked. And, the insurance company paid us. We fixed it. And, the painter didn't do a great job. Okay. So what do? You fill that tub up and you let it sit overnight. And then see what happens. Again, if it's fixable, you're allowed to put a price towards the fix. You're not getting the house for free. And as a seller, you should say to the homeowner, listen, your home inspector's a deal breaker because we don't care what he said just now. He offended us. We're not selling you the house. I mean, that happens. I've seen fights break out because of that. I would prefer the deal maker home inspector. And the reason why I say that is because they're the same people, but you can get the deal breaker home inspector and say to them, look, I want a thorough inspection. However, don't put it in a way where you're scaring everyone. Fear. If you're a young couple with a young child and you see, oh my God, there's mold, it's over. You're not buying the house. It could be the perfect neighborhood, great school district. There could be kids around the neighborhood that you want to grow up with, but the guy says, I'm going to earn my $400. I'm going to show them what I know. Bang your chest. Oh, my God, please. How about say, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Homeowner, Mr. Purchaser, it looks like there's mold here. However, it's not enough to make a big difference. However, here's how you remediate it. Here's how you get rid of it. Think about it. Home inspectors are good, but ask them. Say, listen, everything you find a problem with, because most home inspectors will tell you, well, I'm a home inspector, but I've been a builder 30 years. I was the inspector for the city of blah, blah, blah. I was this. You're not just a guy, I graduated high school and woke up and decided to be a home inspector. And on the back of a magazine, I took this test. Not usually the way it is. Now, here's the deal. You tell the home inspector, listen, I do want a thorough inspection. I want you to uncover as best you can. Be the professional that I know you are. However, listen to me, my friends. However, it's important to ask that same home inspector, Mr. Home Inspector, while I'm asking you to find all the defects, would you mind in another column next to this, propose solutions? And then if he looks at you funny, it may be out of his purview. It may be out of his scope of knowledge. If he says to you, oh, of course, it's a great idea. I'll let you know how to fix the nails that are dripping. I'll let you know how to, the dripping faucet or the slow faucet or the air conditioner or this and that. I'll give you all the recommendations. That's the difference, my friends. That is the difference. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. 248-539-9797. Got a question Google can't answer? I'm here. Open line. Not open line. Open text. And, of course, it's Shout Out Saturday. Wish I had known my basement flooded during heavy rains before I bought my house. How do I stop the sewer water from backing up into my basement now? Any plumber recommendations? Megan, good question. Go to hireitdone.com. Obviously, we got plumbers on there. Shelby Mechanical, who's listening, they'll come out. Now, is it the sewer water or is it coming through the foundation? You might need waterproofing. You might not. You got to have a plumber come out, but also have a waterproofing company out. They come out for free. Now, basement waterproofing is not cheap. But if it's done properly, it's it. It's the last time you waterproof your house. That's the best part, right? And of course, if anyone has a question, they don't feel like texting in today or whatever it is, it's all good. Here's why, okay? Because I want you to know that I'll help you. My email's Adam@hireitdone.com. Adam@hireitdone.com. Duh. And what I want you to know is that I'm here to help you. We had a recently a homeowner just email me during the show. Let me read you his email. He had a question. He goes, "Hey, Adam, thanks for the referral. My condensate pump is making loud noises. I've had them out and talked twice to the techs. They said it's normal for this unit. By now, they mean since COVID. The unit they use is louder than it's ever was. Do you have any recommendations?" So here's what I wrote. This is a condensate pump for the furnace. I wrote, "I've heard of that before. Is there a way to muffle it? I'll ask some of my guys this morning." In fact, on radio, we had Running Right. So I asked them. And one of the things that I came up with, they don't make a hush kit. So what you need to do is get like a big tackle box. A tackle box, yeah, right? And take the shelves out of it. Put the condensate pump in the tackle box. Spray some expanding foam insulation, or put those little popcorn nuts, the packing nuts, whatever they call those things. Put it in the tackle box. Drill a hole in the tackle box so the pump has the outlet, and use that to muffle it. Get a cardboard box. Fill it with foam rubber. Stick it in there. That'll muffle it. I'm very sensitive to sounds. I understand what you're talking about. When the furnace goes tick, 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 I go nuts. When my condensate pump is going down the drain and you hear it it's like a tinkle. It's a tinkle. I'm a tinkle. Anyways, you hear it. I can't handle that. So you got to figure that out. Okay. Anyways, how about the deck outside? When you're buying a house, look at the deck. Is the deck rotting? I've got my deck being redone. I have Decks Unlimited coming out. We're going to use Trex. I'm excited. I always had cedar. But they came out and inspected the base of my deck. And he's like, "Adam, we don't need to rip all this out. We're going to save this." I'm like, oh my God, this guy's saving me money. I love this guy. So he's like, "Here's what we're going to do. We're going to rip all the skins off the deck. We're going to use these posts, and we're going to do a little bit over here and a little over there. And then for your pizza oven, whoop, whoop, pizza oven, keyword pizza oven, we're going to build a shed roof." Oh my God, I love that. And then I can do my pizzas all year round. That's a big game changer, folks. What? You don't like pizza? Of course you do. We're going to have a Hired Done pizza party. All the contractors get to come. So think about that for the house. What if there's a pool and the pool's closed? You have to put money in escrow? How do you handle that? What about the landscaping? What about the lighting? The sprinklers? You buy a house and the sprinkler system's not turned on, blown out yet? That becomes a big issue, friends. I want you to know that's how you get this done. So, like I said, I want you to enjoy your house. We're at the point, my friends, where staycation is the majority, not the exception anymore. People aren't doing as many vacations as they used to. Oh, this is a great one, by the way. Spray Flex Seal aerosol can inside the tackle box for a wonderful sound muffler. Thank you. Yeah, so if you got that condensate pump, get a big tackle box or a toolbox or even like a cooler, right? Drill a hole for the pump stuff to come out, but then spray Aero Flex Seal in there. I'm loving that. All right, listen. This show goes by so fast. I have so much fun, and I love you, the audience. I want to thank you for tuning in. So if you want a deck, you want a roof at cost, you want a great plumber or anything else, keep it locked in here. My name's Adam Helfman, and I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.